I just want to welcome Jennifer Neptune to come to help us out with some Neptune plant medicine.
This is kind of a neat plant too. It's kind of growing in with the grass, but this one right here is called eyebright.
Looks like a little daisy.
Yeah, it's really sweet. It's got a sweet little flower, and I'll pass it around.
This is the eye wash.
Yep, it's an eye wash. You know when kids get like conjunctivitis in their eyes? That's a really good one. It's also good for your sinuses. If you get sinus infections or you get, you know, you have been trouble with allergies and your eyes are running and you're all stuffed up. And remember to ask and say thank you and leave a little offering. If you have tobacco, leave a little tobacco, and if you don't, say thank you, leave a piece of hair or something. Just make an exchange.
What's the name of that?
Eyebright. So this is mullein, and if you come feel the leaves, they're really soft. And a lot of times, plants that you use for your lungs are soft like that, almost like velvety.
Yeah, I remember that.
So this is one that people would dry and smoke. And if you have trouble with your lungs, infections, bronchitis, if you smoke that, it will get that medicine like right down in your lungs. Yep, yep. And then the other neat thing about the leaves is it's good for bruises. Like if you had a bad bruise, you could just, you know, take a leaf and, you know, bruise that leaf up, like kind of break it up a little bit and put it on, and that would help break up that bruise. And then it has a reputation for setting bones. If you break a bone, mullein and what's the other one? Comfrey are two like bone setting plants. And if you take the leaf and then like put it over the part that's broken, it'll just kind of put that, it'll set your bone back in place, and then it will heal really fast. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And then people use it sometimes when they're having back problems and you go to the chiropractor, and if your back keeps slipping out of joint, mullein leaves, like after you get adjusted, wrap a leaf over the part, and it will help that to stay in place. And then the little flowers, the yellow flowers, so the flower stalk comes up, and then these flowers will just like keep coming like for as long as the plant's alive, basically. And so you can go out, like when I had some in my garden, I just go out every day and just, you know, pick some of the flowers off and put it in a jar with oil. And the oil that you make with it is really good for children who get ear infections, really painful ear infections. And you can put it in their ear, and sometimes people add garlic, like a clove of garlic when you're making the oil, and that adds some more antibacterial properties to it. And, you know, just put a couple drops in their ear every day until things clear up. And then also when it's really painful, like rubbing that oil on the outside, like all around their ear, brings a lot of relief to kids and babies, you know, if they're in pain from that. So this is kind of a good one to know too, because this kind of grows places, you know, it's one that you see commonly. Just like be aware too, like where you pick stuff. So you wouldn't want to pick too close to a road, especially like a busy road and there's lots of runoff and stuff. Like try to avoid that, because that soil might have lead in it or things like that. You know, just kind of be aware of where you are and where you're picking and what might be going on in that environment. You know, is it like like sometimes places get sprayed, like along roads. So, you know, think about that. You know, this is probably fine. There probably isn't like tons of traffic going by every day. So this is like in a little borderline place, but Just other things to think about too, especially when you're doing roots. If you're digging up roots, be someplace away from the roads. You know, if you're interested in plants, like ask people in your community. Like we all have people in our communities that remember or use stuff, and you know, just ask people. Most everybody that I know that does plants is really happy to share. You know, it doesn't belong to any one people, you know, or any person. It's for everybody, and